I'm really excited to be here, and I'm really grateful to be here. I really want to give my gratitude to Yada and Sarah and the rest of the team for inviting me here, and I want to celebrate you guys too for being here as well, because a community like this, showing your support, really means a lot, not just for the people up here, but for everyone else trying to do something in Syracuse and really trying to move to another level. So I've got a nice, easy, light topic for y'all, and I want to get right into it because there's a lot I want to say. And it starts with a quote. That quote is, "Our life is a wonderful, wonderful opera, except it hurts." I know, it's kind of weird, right? That was said by American professor John Joseph Campbell, who was a professor who taught a lot about comparative mythology, comparative religion, and in short, the biggest stories that humans have told each other throughout time. And he really wanted to push the understanding of what story was all about, why we tell stories, and what the purpose is behind stories. And his main thesis centered around something that he refers to as the monomyth. That we're all part of one collective human experience, that all of our stories matter, and all of our stories collectively create the human experience, the human story. And so it's no surprise that humans love stories. I mean, we always have. Since we were cavemen, we'd always be looking up to the sky or the horizon and figure out, what the fuck is this all about? The world is crazy. And so, at such a young time in our history, we're looking out to nature, we're looking out to animals, we're looking into ourselves and trying to figure out, try to contextualize ourselves within this world. And, when it comes to breaking it down, stories and myths boiled down are really just lessons, or an attempt at some sort of lesson, an attempt to say something about the world, something true about the world, and about our nature. The best stories tell us about ourselves. The best stories give us the best questions. It gives us an opportunity to reflect on the conflicts that we've gone through and to really look at who we are and who we can become. And so it speaks to our nature, encapsulates us, and it shows us how the world truly is. And even more, it gives us a glimpse at the cosmos and the hidden order behind all things. And so our first stories came from conflict. When we look out and we see animals, what are those? That's our first conflict. We have a lion that's ready to rip off my face, anybody's face. And so we started creating stories about animals and our coexistence with animals. And then we look at nature, hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, and we contextualize that as well. How at the time, all those gods are just people. Zeus he's a god of lightning, but he looks like a man. It's so funny how we look at these things and kind of just say, oh, okay, yeah, if that was a human, this is how we would behave. And we keep going on. We've created communities, civilizations, tech has exploded, and we've been out to the moon. And for the most part, we've discovered the natural world, and we've made it known. And the day Nietzsche proclaimed that God is dead is the day that man proclaimed that the oldest stories in our past and the stories that have held society up to that point were no longer relevant. And it was a turning point. It said that the modern man did not need to store all of these past stories and that were new and that we could define what we want to do now. And it kind of made a shift. It's not just that alone, but there was a shift in turning point because we've studied so much of what was out there that now our focus was turning inward. Our journey, not just individually, but as a collective, is kind of looking inward. We developed sciences like economics, anthropology, and psychology. And we really wanted to understand what the human condition was all about. And I think that is kind of the beginning of our maturity as a species. And our path is to discover who we truly are, our spirit, our soul, and what it truly means to be human, and how that we're all at. And think about your own lives. We tell stories every day, we recall memories, and we recall conflicts and times in our lives, and all those memories, all those moments, what are those besides stories? Stories that we've lived. We don't realize how much power that we have with our daily lives, if only we're conscious of it. It's scary to think that maybe all of our thoughts, words, and actions actually matter. It forces us to be responsible with our lives. On the contrary, many of us, I won't say many, but there are some people that hold really nihilistic beliefs about life, about things not mattering, that this, there's no point in it all, and that existence is futile, and our actions rarely create anything of substance or anything that's good. And that's a really easy viewpoint to fall into. I mean, look around now. We see shit on TV all the time. Life is full of suffering. Life is full of pain. You turn on the TV and you see mass shootings. You see opioid addiction. You see suicide rates. You see terrible shit all across the world. It's not just this community. It's all over the world. And it's hard to be optimistic with knowing and being conscious of all that's going on. So this is what Campbell would consider the dark nights of our soul and this rock bottom. It's all part of the human experience, that kind of pain, that kind of suffering. And it may be hard to see pain and depression and isolation as anything good, but they have such a vital role in our lives and in our personal growth. And it's an eternal battle. Pain and suffering, it forces us to admit that we're not happy and that we're not living the lives that we want to be living. Or we're not living in congruence to who we truly are, personally and as a society. And it forces us to shed all that is untrue about ourselves, or at least it's a process of going through and it's painful. And it's a time of understanding and reflection on that stuff. And sometimes it's hard not to think that we live in our own little silos and our own little islands. I mean, it's so easy to think that we live and die alone, that our actions don't matter. But what we rarely see, and the problem is that we rarely take notice of the ripple effect in our lives. What our actions, what our thoughts, what our words ripple effect on other people. The network effect. And that's something really special about humans, and that's the way humans can communicate that are different than animals. And that ripple effect is so powerful. As small and as insignificant as some of us might think we are in the grand scheme of things, you are a big deal in the lives of others. And think about your family, think about your parents, your partners, your whoever in your life. I mean, fuck it, we're in social media age now. I know half of you. I've seen your stories. I follow you. I know at least a little bit about your life. This is not a plug for my Instagram or anything like that. But, I mean, it goes to show why that kind of connection is important, because we do want to keep tabs with each other. We do want to know what each other, what we're doing, and it matters. And we're living in amazing times. We live in times where people will donate literally all across the world to help a crisis out. And technology is connecting people at such an amazing rate where we can put events like this a lot easier than it used to be. It's amazing to think about that. We live with such convenience. I mean, we literally have, in the palm of our hands or our cell phones, all of the collective knowledge of our ancestors. And it is so crazy to freaking think that. There's no excuse not to do what we want to be doing today. In this time, in 2019. And you also have stuff like marriages, childbirth, graduations, achieving a lifelong goal or dream. I mean, how are these moments nothing but just miracles in our life? And it's the juice of life, these moments. And these are the crescendos. And I believe that at the end of our lives, all we're going to have are these moments. And these moments create for ourselves, the moments that we create for ourselves and for others. And to make that moment matter. I mean, look around you. Isn't this an amazing moment? So when Campbell says that life is an opera, he's commenting on the ups and downs in life, the ebb and flow. And we're not meant to stay at the extremes. I mean, think of things if we were in paradise. Have you ever been on a vacation and 3 days in, after you've gone to the beach and did whatever, you're just like bored? You're just like, okay, well, what am I doing? You kind of lose that fire, you lose the spirit, you lose the will to act. There's nothing to retain. And the opposite's also true. And think of what life would be like if we were in the pits of hell, and that nothing we could do or say would bring us out of pain. That we'd be stuck there. There'd be no point in living. There would be no point in continuing on. And understanding the waves up and down, you can see that life is designed really for one purpose. And that's for us to grow. To become the people we want to become. Through pain, through struggle, through conflict, we become stronger, we become more capable, we become dangerous. So that we can give our natural gifts to the world freely. Or to give back, at least to some extent. Or just to tell your story, just as small as it can be, just having a conversation with someone and connecting authentically. And people need to hear about that struggle and feel like they're not alone. And they need that connection so that they can endure their own conflicts, they can endure their own feelings. And I guess that's what I'm doing here today, just with a little bit of a larger context. What's my story? Well, currently, a big part of my story is my production company, PS & Co. When I started a year and a half ago, I had no idea how to run a business. I was fucking clueless. I mean, I had some sort of idea, but I had never done it before. You know, I returned back to Syracuse from a 4-month video shoot in Southeast Asia, and that was like the best time of my life. I realized a lot of things about myself. I realized how much I love travel, how much I love connecting with people, meeting new people. And it made me realize how much I value freedom. I crave freedom. And I would never trade that trip for anything. I saw so much and experienced so much that returning home was a complete fucking downer. It was kind of depressing, and I realized some of the realities of life. I was being burdened with debt, student loans, and I was figuring out, like, okay, maybe I need to, like, what am I supposed to do? I needed to get some sort of bearings because I was traveling for 4 months. And I just got home and I'm like, okay, what am I doing? So I did, literally, the first thing I did was I got a sales job. And I got a sales job at a Best Buy. And that's not flashy. That's not what I wanted to do. It was depressing. But honestly, at that point, I was kind of depressed. I was not depressed, but I was kind of desperate. What I didn't know at the time was that I would have that job for 3 years. And I initially just thought it would be like a year until I figured it out. And life happens like that, you know. You slowly get sucked into things you don't want to be doing. So each year became harder and harder to bear. And it wears you down. You know, I talked in each stage writing it, and what made it worse is that I met a lot of people and I actually enjoyed doing it. I was good at it, you know. People gave me a lot of praise. I don't want to pretend I didn't like that. But it wasn't part of my nature, it wasn't part of my soul, it didn't call to me. And once you're conscious of that, once you know your nature and you're doing something against it, you can't unsee that. You can't unsee that. There's always going to be something that's going to scratch you to move on or to change. And so there came a point that I was forced into kind of a decision. The assistant store manager took me aside and he's like, hey Steve, you know, you've been kicking ass, like everybody likes you and you're doing such a great job. And he basically gave me a path to become a future assistant store manager, which, I mean, the path to become a future ASM, because the position pushed short of 6 figures, surprisingly, right? So it was kind of tempting. But I knew in my soul I couldn't go down that path, because if I went down that path, I'd be there forever. And so I did what made the most sense, and I started using my video production skills to make some extra cash on the side, at least for the time being. So I would shoot birthday parties, I would shoot weddings, I would shoot whatever I can to make a small side gig for myself. So on top of the full-time job I now had a part-time job. And I would literally go to work from 7 a.m. to, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. I would go to the gym, I might have eaten, and then I would be editing from 8 or 9 p.m. till 3 or 4 in the morning. So my life got way fucking harder. It was terrible. It was terrible. I didn't see my friends. I hardly saw my family. And it was tough. And my life got worse, but somehow, some way, I knew that it would be a way out, or at least a step in the right direction. And that period of time was very difficult for me. I had great money, but I was stressed out. I didn't see any friends. I was constantly tired, and I didn't realize how depressed I was at the time until months later. And at that time, too, I started working with another videographer in the area who would give me jobs, which was nice because I didn't have to actively book. So I'd always follow him, he'd pay me for the second shooting gig, and hello. And we kind of created like a nice partnership. You know, you meet someone that they can finish your sentence. That kind of partnership is really special. We work so well together. And my business partner, Matt, is that guy to me. I mean, we still work together today. And I recognize the level of professionalism and work ethic that I had in my life, that I saw in his life, that I want to emulate for myself. And you always want to surround yourself with people that you want to get better because of. Like, a great example is this. If you have a party and someone's coming over, you want to have friends where you're like, oh shit, I actually have to clean up. Holding yourself to that standard. And Matt was like that to me. So I was so surprised that one day Matt suggested that we should join forces formally. And it was something that was always on my mind. But now that it was out in the air, it was conscious, the world heard it, and it was scary because now we actually had to talk about it. And I was hesitant because I was so used to doing everything by myself. I always thought, like, I need to suffer by myself. I need to be the captain. I will go through with full force and fuck the world. Yeah, that was stupid. Life made me rethink that strategy extremely quickly. I realized that we can't do everything. We can't do as much as we'd like to by ourselves. It does take effort, it does take connection, it does take people. And I was a perfectionist and I wouldn't admit it. And I saw a lot of my weaknesses. I was a really slow editor. As much as I grinded throughout the night, as much as I struggled to get on and really push projects forward, I was always late on deadlines. And I realized my weakness. Whereas Matt, he cut something out so fresh, so clean, it was sexy. And he'd do it in a quarter of the time. And I just keep going like, how the fuck are you doing that? How are you doing that? What kind of magic sorcery do you have? So the more I thought about it, the more I could see how we could balance each other out, and how I could learn from him and how he could learn from me. And what's great is that it's someone that I genuinely respected. And I'm sure most of you have a relationship or two that's just like that, where you just connect with someone professionally. It's just like, it works, it's great, you barely have to communicate, you just have to look at each other and you guys know. Relationships like that are so fucking great, and I want you guys just to, at the end of this, just have some gratitude that, yes, like, there's something special there. So we committed to a formal partnership and finally settled on a business name. And what's cool is that I had sketched the logo of what just kind of came to mind on a sticky note. And that image is the logo that we still use today, which is really great. So my brother had also quit his job and he wanted to join forces as well. And we started becoming a party now. But I was still at Best Buy. And I was hesitant in leaving. It was because I was afraid. How can we afford this? I couldn't even afford things for myself. And I couldn't afford these for 2 people. Now we've got 3 people. We don't know we don't even know how to run a business. Matt has a family. Matt has a little girl and a wife. Now that's on me. If they don't eat, that's partially on me now. That's a lot of pressure. And for a planner, it's really tough. And looking back during those times, I really realized the power of focus. Life is what we focus on. I realized that whatever there's to worry about and whatever there's to go wrong will always be there. But what's right is always there as well. What could go right is always there. The opportunity is always there as well. What about that? We hardly ever focus on that. And why not? Strangely, I think it's a little bit of a self-defense mechanism. What if you or I started a company that was successful? What if we led lives that we were very happy and grateful for? What if we achieved what we wanted to achieve? That means that me, you, any of us, we couldn't rely on the excuses that we made for each other in the past. It would mean that I was stronger than I thought I was. It would mean that I would have to change and become more responsible in that life, knowing that I can change it. And it's a strange thing how often we lie to ourselves about that kind of stuff and hide. We want to be small. We don't want to rock the boat. The excuses we make for the little things that we avoid doing in our lives and the identities we create through those excuses, those are the little stories that we tell ourselves. And we tell these millions of stories each and every day about how we can't do something, how we can't be someone, how we can't have something. And at the end of the day, frankly, it's all fucking bullshit. What if we could change that story? What if we choose to focus on different narratives for our lives and change the language of how we talk to each other, how we talk to ourselves? The stories we tell ourselves in our personal lives are the stories we live. And the amazing thing about stories is that we write them. Nothing is written for us. And I want to talk about fear for a minute. Feelings are an amazing gift. They are also a biological function. I mean, we humans are programmed for pleasure and pain. We see a lion, we're gonna run. We see food, we automatically salivate. That's how we're designed. We're designed for survival. We're designed for adaptation. But we're living in 2019 now. You know, the threats that you guys might have in your lives aren't as big as what they used to be. But our biology doesn't understand that yet. It hasn't contextualized that stuff. Things like talking to a crush, or starting a new project, or talking for 20 minutes to a group of people, that's not as scary as it is. You know, whatever it is that scares us is bullshit and is an illusion based on a mechanism to keep you alive and safe. And so this is why following your desires and following your heart is so important. And it's important so that we can get reference experience about faith. Reference experiences of faith. And I know it's so tacky to say that kind of stuff and it sounds so fucking cheesy. But hear me out. Faith is a very real and important experience, and it doesn't necessarily need to be religious. Faith allows us the ability to believe in ourselves and the visions we have of conquering what we want in our heads, before we're certain we can even do it. It's a mindset shift. Because most of our confidence comes from doing things we've already done. You know, you do something once, and you have confidence for the next time you do it. You do a series of things, and you have confidence there. But what if you're trying to do something brand new? Or what if you're trying to play at a different level you've never played before? That's kind of where faith kicks in. You know, you don't have those kind of reference experiences. So having faith gives you the ability to go, you know what, I have this in my head, I have this in my mind, I don't know exactly how I'm going to get there, but I know what I want, I know why I want it. And you kind of give yourself faith in yourself, faith in the universe, faith in your abilities to go forth and go after it. It's seeing what you want clearly and going for it. And that's what I did. I quit my job last January, not having one client booked. And again, I was scared shitless for being a planner. I was now responsible for 2 other people, and that's scary. Knowing that next month you have literally 0 coming in. And the biggest repayment of my faith came in 2 weeks later when Turning Stone, which is like literally the biggest casino in the Central New York area, called sell for videos for their lava club. And how does that happen? How does that happen exactly when it's needed? We didn't have any professional relationship with lava or the Turning Stone. It's crazy to think those kind of synchronicities and coincidences exist, and I think it happens for a reason. I've come to realize that synchronicities and coincidences are the language of the universe. I've come to realize that life happens for us, not to us. And when you lead with your heart and with your desire, the universe will literally conspire to make your dreams come true. Well, no, there's 2 more paragraphs. I tried to memorize this thing, but there's no way it's going to happen. A year and a half later, and we're still producing videos. We've traveled nationally, worked on our craft, built our business, and things are going up, and I'm just so grateful. People are paying us good money for what we do, and guess what? I still feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, it's getting better, but for the most part, I've come to understand that feeling will never go away, and to make my peace with that. Because if you're someone that is constantly pushing themselves to try new things or to play at a different level, that feeling will always be there. So make peace with that, and don't let that be an excuse for not going for what you want to be doing. I may never totally feel in control, but that's part of the venture and that's part of the creativity. It's to feel that uncertainty, to lead with that vision and faith, and to make that into reality. And that's exactly where it starts. It starts in your head and it starts in your heart. if you could picture it, and if you could feel it with everything in your being, then you know you're onto something. And no matter what, as long as you fight and persevere, you can make that reality. Recently, we set new goals for the company. We want to gross $250,000 by June 2020. That's our goal. It's the first time I've ever talked about it. I'm fucking terrified because I've never seen that kind of money in my entire life. We haven't even gotten close to that. And I don't share this goal to brag. I say it to set an intention with all of you, to hold myself responsible. And I say that to invite you guys to share your own dreams and goals, however absurd it might be, however crazy it might be, because you might not know how to get there, but you know what you want and why you want it. I know I felt fear before, and I've done it anyway. The scary part isn't seeing that big number, nor is it knowing that I have the power to make it a reality, but to know that I will be a better, stronger person by the time I achieve it. And that's what really goals are. It's about the journey becoming who you need to be in order to get that. So, I invite all of you to change your stories. Change the stories that you're telling yourself. Change the language in which you talk to yourself. Dig deep and list out all the things you're putting off from doing or avoiding. Ask your heart what your passion is. Change the story about who you are and what you deserve. Get up and go after it. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Talk about your dreams and goals with one another because you are part of this human story, this monolith. And this world desperately needs to hear your unique voice, and it needs to hear your story. Thanks.